Vendors, thousands of shoppers. We're live tonight at Neosho's citywide garage sale. Plus, a historic theater in Columbus will get a new life, and the community will get new housing. And Pitt State football hosts their annual spring game. We're going to be live at Carney Smith Stadium to hear from head coach Brian Wright.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Promoters bill it as Missouri's largest garage sale. Neosho's annual citywide garage sale is underway right now. It continues tomorrow. The Chamber of Commerce estimates more than 400 sales are scattered all across the Neosho area. It's enough to lure in countless bargain hunters from far and wide. They hope to trade a little cash for a little treasure. This is KOAM News at 6. On the road today, live in Neosho, I'm Dow Quick. We're going to have more on the garage sale in just a bit, but first some of our top stories. Aurora and Marionville police say they've made an arrest in the armed robbery of the Eagle Stop convenience store. On Monday, authorities say a man entered the Eagle Stop store in Aurora, displayed a handgun, and demanded the clerk give him money. That man then fled in a light-colored SUV. Authorities have since arrested Dustin Lampier on suspicion of committing that robbery. He's been charged with first-degree robbery, armed criminal action, and unlawful use of a weapon. Once again, we are live in Neosho for that citywide garage sale. Pretty breezy out here, Douglas, but boy, the sun is shining. The temperatures are pretty nice.
Yeah, temperatures for us today into lower 80s for afternoon highs. And we're going to see a pretty good evening as well. We are tracking some thunderstorms, and these are kind of clipping our northwestern counties. You can see a severe thunderstorm watch out in effect. Greenwood County, and then it stretches off toward the west, toward Wichita. But we are seeing a few severe thunderstorm warnings. This is not going to be a tornado situation. This is mainly hail and wind. But some of these are going to try to skirt in a little bit later on tonight. So you can see this cluster, northern Greenwood County, and then heading up toward Emporia. But most of us will end up staying dry over the next several hours. So look at our temps, 80, 81, 82 degrees across the region. It is breezy. We have those southerly winds at about 10 to 20, and we are getting gusts 25 upwards of 30 miles per hour. And it's going to stay kind of breezy as we go through the evening hours. We'll drop back through the 80s, 70s, 60s. We are going to get some scattered thunderstorms in here later on tonight, and then again another threat early tomorrow afternoon. So of course we're going to
catch in next up. Hey, one of the things to keep in mind if you're coming down to the garage sale is do stay safe. There are going to be a lot of cars on the roads this weekend in Neosho, as you might imagine. Police say to triple check when crossing the street, but on the bright side, they brought in some additional help.
We've got one additional car out working specifically traffic accidents, because we do have more cars in town. We're more apt to have traffic crashes.
Police also emphasize the importance of being patient due to the possibility of bumper-to-bumper traffic. They say some people might stop in the middle of the road to look at stuff, so watch out. The Neosho Chamber of Commerce is in charge of organizing this state's largest garage sale each year. In addition to registering the sales, they also keep up a map of sale locations and a list of what time sales start. Chamber employees got started at 5 o'clock this morning. Tomorrow's going to be a busy day too. Sales tax does play a factor if you're out and about.
There's not sales tax for the sales. Where we do see a spike in sales tax during this weekend, and that's because there's so many people that are coming and shopping, getting gas, eating at the fast food restaurants, spending money here in our businesses that do charge sales tax.
If you're not coming out today, and a lot of the sales are wrapping up tonight, you do have another chance at the deals. The garage sale continues tomorrow. You can find out more about the vendors and locations at KOAMnewsnow.com. If the garage sale isn't your thing so much, well, how about some food? Yeah, everybody loves that. Carthage is holding its first Food Truck Friday of the year right now. It continues until 9 tonight at Carthage's Central Park. Food trucks, vendors, and more are set up, plus MSSU's Jazz Orchestra is performing.
It's a community event. It brings the community together, and no other perfect reason than to come together for food and experience different types of foods. We have anywhere from barbecue to fried foods to tacos to shaved ice to lemonade. The list goes on and on.
The next Food Truck Friday is scheduled for Friday, May 12th. That event is organized by Experience Carthage. The historic Liberty Theater in Columbus, Kansas is getting a new chance at a new life. KOAM's Carrie Worthen talks with the owner of the building about her plans.
Yeah, I mean, I just drive by it every day, and it's a really cool building, and I'm an interior designer from Pitt State, and so I always looked at it with it has so much potential.
Abby Nelson is a new owner and developer of the Liberty Building and saw the demand for housing in Columbus.
We're, like many communities, are short on housing. I have another small home company that I'm getting started up here, and hiring people to come to Columbus was hard because they didn't have any housing available. So the employees I had lived in Miami or Joplin.
Nelson told me that there'll be 6 loft apartments upstairs and that will be open downstairs for commercial use, restaurants, or even a boutique.
This building is within walking distance to our medical clinic, 2 pharmacies, our library, the grocery store, the courthouse. You know, almost anything you need you can walk to from this location.
The state of Kansas awarded Nelson a $650,000 moderate income housing grant that will help build the apartments.
I think there's a lot of buzz happening right now around town, and so it's really neat to be able to contribute to that, but then to also offer people a space that will be used in the community and needed, and to give somebody the chance to kind of live here and work here and join the community here is really neat.
So if you're looking to move to Columbus in the near future, you just might have that opportunity. In Columbus, Carrie Worthen, KOAM News.
Construction for that building is expected to start next month. The Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas in Fort Scott is beginning their move to a brand new location. More than 100 employees will be moving into the new building, set to open on Monday. The new location will have services including primary care, walk-in care, behavioral health care, a pharmacy, and other specialty services.
We had limited space where we were at. We wanted to be a permanent fixture in the community, and so this building became available, and it was a perfect opportunity for us to grow, bring more service lines to the community, and expand as a whole, provide more providers.
22 South Main Street. Coming up, we're going to have a lot more live from right here at the Neosho Citywide Garage Sale. Again, we are live at the Citywide Garage Sale in Neosho, Missouri. What sort of things will you find here? Well, of course, you'll find clothes. You might find some cookware and pillows, and if you look hard enough, maybe you'll find some Christmas tree stands. And if you happen to be in the parking lot outside of Antiquish here in Neosho, you'll probably even see some rocks, some really cool rocks. The guy who collected these crystals is Sage Crane. Sage, tell me about where these came from and how in the world you found them.
These came from Haunted Ridge Rocks over in Potosi, over by St. Louis. And just the process is you go there and they'll take you out and kind of set you free, and you can hunt the rocks and fill buckets.
Do you have a favorite here?
This is my favorite here. This one here, just a little bit was sticking out of the ground, and I started digging on it, and I kept working and working. It just kept getting deeper and deeper, and as you can see, just the beautiful crystals here. This was just an amazing find for me. So
it's amazing.
Yeah.
So what is it like when you literally find a buried treasure like this? That must be a real thrill.
It's just so exciting just to go out there and just see the sparkles, and then just kind of flip them over and see what you get, and it's just like a treasure hunt.
Now, you have several hundred of these crystals, these rocks here right now, and you say this is maybe a third of what you have altogether?
Yes, I put in a lot of work gathering these rocks.
I can imagine. They sell from $3 to a little more than $100, and you say you're going to be bringing some more of them out tomorrow.
Absolutely, yes. I plan on bringing more tomorrow.
How have the sales been today?
Fantastic.
You have a fantastic collection here. It's a shame to have to part with them, but I know they're going to be going to some good homes, so that's some consolation anyway.
Thank you.
Sage Crane, thank you, and good luck. We're going to be right back live from here in Neosho with Doug's forecast. That's up next.
Well, of course, we're out here live in Neosho, Missouri for the annual garage sale, and the weather's actually pretty good. A little windy out here. We've had these southerly winds kind of 10 to 20 and the gusts upwards to 25 to 30, but overall it's turned out to be a fantastic evening. Most of us are dry, but we are tracking some thunderstorms that are kind of skirting by our northwestern counties, and you can see a severe thunderstorm watch out for Greenwood County. And we do have some scattered thunderstorms that are pushing through. A couple little warnings have popped up near Emporia, but most of these storms are going to be hail makers, and most of them are going to stay out across central Kansas. We just have to watch to see if a few stragglers get in here a little bit later on tonight. But you can see Greenwood County, Yates Center, you'll be affected throughout the evening hours, even Iola. But everybody else looks pretty good as we go through the next several hours. Look at our temps. We got up into lower 80s for highs today. Still 81, Nevada 82, and Anderson 83, and Bonita. Chanute is sitting at 83 degrees. Outside, 7th and Rangeline looks great. Crystal clear, blue skies 81. South winds at 18, and of course those gusts in that 25 to 30 mile per hour range. And it's going to stay windy as we go through the evening hours tonight into tomorrow as this storm system works through. So we're going to have gusts kind of 25 to 30 at times. But for the evening hours, if you are getting out, we drop back through the 70s into the 60s, but we stay fairly mild throughout the overnight hours. All right, severe thunderstorms tonight. Most of these stay in central Kansas. Again, could clip our northwestern counties, and we're going to get a few thunderstorms in here late tonight after midnight, but I think most of those should stay below severe limits, which is good news. And then look at this. Tomorrow, the severe threat, it shifts just east of us. We may have to watch a short little window early afternoon in southwest Missouri for a few stronger storms, maybe a random severe storm, but most of the severe weather is going to be Springfield, Branson, east as we get into tomorrow afternoon. But again, our eastern counties we'll keep an eye on. All right, let's go through time and see what's going to happen as we go through the evening hours. We're watching this storm skirting kind of our northwestern counties. Here's 9:30 p.m. Most of us stay dry, but late tonight we may get a few thunderstorms in here. This is going to be after midnight, probably 2, 3, 4 o'clock. But again, I think they're going to start the weekend, and then by morning we just have a lot of clouds and a few random showers. As we go through the morning hours, our cold front starts to push into the region, and we're going to have to see at what time are those storms going to fire. But I do think we could get a few stronger storms, maybe Nevada, Lamar, even Joplin, down toward Monette and Bentonville, and then they're going to quickly push off toward the east. Colder air is going to work in. Then behind this system tomorrow night, we get clouds and a few random showers. And then I think Sunday overall looks pretty good. It's going to be cooler. We start into lower 40s. It's going to be a nice afternoon. High temps right around 60, just quite a bit cooler than what we have seen over the past several days. All right, day planner for you tomorrow, mid 70s, and then we drop when the front rolls through during the afternoon. High temp is 77, 61 on Sunday. We are going to have a couple nights into the upper 30s. I think we'll stay right above that frost level. Thunderstorms back in again Tuesday through Friday of next week.
It is spring.
It is.
In the 4 states. Did you know that this is bee swarm season?
Is it really?
It is indeed, and it means the residents around the 4 states might be noticing groups of hundreds of bees near their property. The Joplin area beekeeper members say around this time the old queen and half of the current bees are leaving their hive to look for a new place to make home. Phil McGowan, the vice president of Joplin area beekeepers, says if residents notice a swarm on their yard, they can ask for help from the local police department or animal control. He also recommends contacting the beekeepers as people who own hives don't mind getting free bees.
We call a nucleus colony, which is 5 frames of bees, good laying queen. It's going to cost you around $200. So free bees have a significant impact for people.
Beekeepers are advised to check their hives now to avoid the bees leaving hives because of overpopulation. They sell if a box has swarm cells, they can be taken out and divided into new hives. Coming up, Sports Director Jacob Leonard is live at Carney Smith Stadium at Pitt State in preparation for the football team's annual spring game. We're going to hear from head coach Brian Wright.
Well, tonight is a big night for the Pittsburgh State football team. The Gorillas wrap up their spring schedule tonight with their annual spring game. We're joined now by Gorillas head coach Brian Wright. First off, Coach, you guys have been out here working in spring ball for a month. What stood out to you about your team, and how do you feel about your group heading into tonight?
You know, I think just our energy and the effort that the guys put in on a daily basis has really stood out, and the competition. You know, we've gone back and forth, offense and defense, now for 14 days, and we'll do it one more time.
So I love this format. You know, you guys aren't split up. It's offense against defense. You know, you get to see ones against ones. You know, as far as tonight goes, I know obviously the point is to to play a little faster and to stay healthy. But what do you really want to see from your guys tonight?
Yeah, execution. You know, guys playing together, guys staying healthy, of course, and competition. And we want to see some young guys really step up tonight. And the lights will be on, a few people in the seats, and see how those guys respond.
You know, it is a spring game. You know, it doesn't count in any standings and stuff, but you kind of mentioned it there that this is an important time for, especially some of the younger guys who may be playing in front of the staff for the first time, trying to earn some time on the field in the fall. We just talk about how important it is, this opportunity is tonight for some of the younger players?
Yeah, really critical, because we're counting on some of those guys to step right up this year. We graduated some veteran players, especially on the defensive side, and so we got a few younger guys in there in the starting role right now. And so not only them, but also the 2s and 3s, and see how those guys stack up, and really see where we're at as we go into summer.
Traditionally these spring games are, kind of like games during the regular season. You're out here on Saturday afternoons. You guys chose to play and do the spring game on a Friday night. Will you just talk about kind of why you guys like that format a little better and why you're out here on a Friday night instead of a Saturday afternoon?
So I can have the weekend off finally, Jacob. We did Friday night last year, and we had a great turnout. We had a great crowd, and we got a lot of good comments back from that about the folks that like to be able to come out and do that and bring their kids out. And also for recruiting, we were able to get a lot of recruits and families here on Friday evening, maybe stay away from some Saturday track meets and so forth. So Friday's really worked out on the recruiting side as well.
All right, you guys' schedule came out yesterday. You got Washburn on a Thursday night, August 31st to open up the season. When you talk about, first glance at your schedule, what kind of stood out to you about your 11 games this year?
Yeah, you just take the last 2 games and move it up to the first 2 games, and I think really goes no further than Washburn. Just what a tremendous program they are, and Craig's done an outstanding job there, and it takes everything you got to go against them, and so what a test week 1.
All right, so this obviously wraps up your spring schedule. After tonight, where do you guys go? But what's next for you guys between now and that regular season opener?
Yeah, well, a lot of hard work. We'll meet with the players right after spring, and we'll evaluate and talk where we need to improve and get better. And guys will finish out in the weight room and finish finals. They'll go home for a couple weeks and then come back and start training early June.
All right, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to come over and visit with us. Good luck tonight, and hope everybody stays healthy.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Jacob.
All right, again, Pitt State spring game will kick off at 7 p.m. right here at Carney Smith Stadium. We'll be here. We'll have highlights and post-game reaction from the game right here on KOAM News at 10. That's it for sports. We're back after this.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have more on how you can safely remove bee swarms from your property, plus how a backlog of passport applications is impacting prospective travelers, and cases of strep are on the rise as the nation faces a shortage of antibiotics. Those stories, a lot more. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Citywide garage sale is underway here in Neosho. A lot of the vendors are wrapping up this evening, but they will be back again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they're hoping for nice weather for most of the day.
I think overall it's going to be fairly nice. We are tracking a few thunderstorms later on tonight, and then a few more that could pop up early afternoon tomorrow. But overall, pretty good weekend.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.